Hi, welcome to your Optavia LifeBook audio channel. My name is Christy Baker, and I'm going to be reading to you from your LifeBook today in Element 14. I am also an independent certified Optavia health coach. It's kind of a mouthful, but I feel so honored to be able to bring this resource to you. And we're going to be diving in on page 270 today. Before we do that, if you could just take a quick second and push that like button and also subscribe to the channel. Show a little support, but also get notified when that next video comes out. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and dive in today. While you have been in phase 1, we have focused on decreasing your weight by eliminating unhealthy extra fat in your body, which will dramatically improve your health and fitness. We've taught you a series of new eating habits that have lowered your total energy consumption and have improved the quality of food that you're now eating. And we have specifically limited some of the foods that you ate previously and reduced the total number of calories to turn on that fat burning state that eliminates the extra fat stored by your body. You are now at a point that you have reached a healthy weight and have modified your body weight set point and have accomplished our first major desired outcome. Read point 2.8 in Dr. A's Habits of Health, Healthy Eating for Life, for a detailed explanation of your body's set point. But in simple terms, you have increased the normal release of leptin to balance your hunger and to minimize insulin secretion to avoid excess fat storage. Your body is much healthier, and by protecting your muscle from being catabolized, because we have flipped the metabolic switches to fat burning, your body composition has improved. In order to continue making progress, we need to transition your body to the full range of healthier foods that will allow you to eat more variety of meals and yet choose foods that help you to support your long-term health and weight. We need to make sure we do not add too many calories to overstimulate the insulin by adding high glycemic foods in this process of transition from phase 1 to phase 2. Because you've lost weight, it's important that the total calories that you consume is reduced. You will have lowered your total size, and we need to increase the set point that will allow you to gradually expend more energy. This is why it matters how much you eat, to keep the balance of the set point so that you can compensate, increase leptin, reduce insulin, and prevent transitional weight gain. The transition to your lifetime healthy eating strategy consists of 2 parts. Part 1, determining your total energy expenditure, adding calories until you reach your body's set weight point of calories in, calories out. This is accomplished by keeping insulin at a healthy level and continuing leptin's job of feeling full working effectively. Part 2, your transition eating plan. Introducing a full range of foods to support optimal health and maintain your healthy weight. In part 1, we're going to be determining your total energy expenditure, estimating how many calories you currently expend will keep you at a healthy weight. To start with, let's figure out your body's set weight, your BSW point, which will keep your calories in and your calories out balanced. First, as we add more and more types of food back into your day, you will know that you'll have your insulin and leptin in balance because you will not be hungry and you will have lots of energy. Secondly, we will watch your response as we add calories. The idea is to reach the point at which the number of calories you take in is equal to the number of calories you use. The best way to do that is to figure out how many calories you burn in the course of a day. In other words, how many calories you should eat daily to remain where you have decided is your target weight. In order to have a starting point to guide us in how much we should eat, we should calculate your current total energy expenditure. We're going to use a very simple formula to calculate approximately how many calories will keep you at your set point in your weight and balance. We will provide the more accurate and precise calculations for calculating your new total energy expenditure online at habitsofhealth.com. Do you want to figure out how many calories you need to eat in phase 2 to keep those genes fitting just right? The most common method is a simple formula to calculate your total energy expenditure, or T. Calculating your T as it is right now at your healthy weight will help us to determine your optimal caloric intake during this phase. We'll work on increasing that number as we continue to add elements around how we can increase your movement and exercise as a part of your overall Habits of Health strategy and your new story. Your total energy expenditure is determined by your basal metabolic rate, your physical activity level, and the thermal effect of the food that you eat. Together, these show us how quickly your body is burning fuel that you're taking in and day out. Let's begin at looking at those separately as those three components. Your basal metabolic rate, your BMR, is the energy that you use for your basic bodily needs. Even when your body is at rest, it's the fuel to breathe, to grow, to circulate your blood, adjust your hormone levels, repair cells, and perform other functions. Typically, BMR is the largest portion of the TEE energy equation because the energy required by these basic functions remains fairly consistent. This number doesn't tend to change very much. Physical activity level, or PAL, is the energy that you use when you move. Playing tennis, walking to the store, chasing after the dog. You have control over this number and can change it quite a bit depending on the frequency, duration, and intensity of your activities. The thermal effect of food, TEF, is the energy your body uses to process your food. Digesting, absorbing, transporting, and storing food all take energy, about 10% of the calories you use each day. For the most part, this number stays steady. So calculating your total energy expenditure, now that we know what goes into your TEE, let's figure out that number. There are a couple of options available to help us. Some are more accurate than others. If you're not a math major or don't feel like getting out the calculator, you can start with a rough method to calculate your daily caloric needs. This initial number doesn't need to be exact since it's only a starting point that you'll be adjusting as you monitor your weight throughout transition. See habitsofhealth.com for a more elaborate equation. The easy way to calculate your total energy expenditure is to use the following formula. Your current weight in pounds times 11 calories equals your TEE, your daily caloric need. This formula is based on a sedentary individual, so you'll need to adjust it as you step up your exercise. For the activity level, you will multiply your TEE by your current activity level by 1.2 for light exercise, 1.5 for moderate exercise, or 1.7 for heavy exercise. It gives some mathematical equation examples in the book, so make sure you go back and look at this on page 274. That will really be helpful as you figure out your own calculations. I have found that it can be helpful to slightly underestimate your activity level above to ensure that you don't take in more calories than you're actually burning as you calculate your TEE. Your current weight times 11 calories equals your TEE. Now let's make the adjustment to add in your current activity level. So you take your TEE times your activity level equals your total energy expenditure. It gives you a place to do the calculation on page 274, so make sure you go back and do that. You can do that on your phone and text it to yourself, or go back to the book and spend some time calculating that out. This is how many calories that you will add. You will also track your weight and adjust this up and down to keep your weight stable. Now that you know how to calculate how many calories you will be adding as an estimate, we will look at how best we can add those calories and more healthy foods to develop your healthy eating plan. We'll get into that more on our next video. Thank you for joining me today.